At first, it sounded like every parent's worst nightmare. A 9-year-old girl had vanished. No goodbye. No note. No witnesses. Just an empty space where a child should have been. Her name was Melody. And the last person known to be with her was her own mother. On a quiet evening, Melody was reported missing. According to investigators, her mother told police the little girl had been with her earlier that day. Nothing seemed unusual. No screaming. No struggle. No obvious signs of danger. But as hours passed, something felt wrong. There was no frantic searching. No desperate calls to neighbors. No urgent social media pleas. Instead, there were inconsistencies. Small ones at first. Times that didn't line up. Details that shifted with every retelling. Police began to listen more carefully. When detectives pressed for details, the story changed. Where Melody was last seen. What she was wearing. Who she might have been with. Each answer created more questions. Investigators noted behavior they described as detached, not the panic they expected from a parent whose child had vanished without explanation. Then came the moment that changed everything. A search expanded beyond state lines. And what they found ended all hope. Weeks after Melody disappeared, authorities located her body in a remote area, miles away from where she was last reported seen. The discovery was devastating. According to prosecutors, the child had suffered fatal injuries, and evidence suggested she did not die by accident. The case instantly shifted. This was no longer a missing child investigation. It was a homicide. And the spotlight turned directly onto the one person who should have protected her at all costs. Soon after the discovery, Melody's mother was arrested and formally charged with murder. In court, she pleaded not guilty. Prosecutors alleged that behind closed doors, a very different story was unfolding, one filled with control, anger, and a breakdown that ended in irreversible violence. But the defense insists there is more to the story. They argue that investigators rushed to judgment. That critical details were overlooked. That the truth may be more complicated than it appears. What stunned many wasn't just the charges. It was the timeline. According to court documents, there were windows of time where Melody should have been safe, yet wasn't. Phone data. Vehicle movement. Witness statements. Each piece paints a picture prosecutors say leads back to one conclusion. But supporters of the mother claim the evidence is circumstantial. Online, the case exploded. Some believe the charges are undeniable. Others ask the hardest question of all. Could a mother really do this? Melody was 9 years old. She had a favorite color. A favorite song, a future that never came. Now, her name is spoken in courtrooms instead of classrooms. Her story is told in headlines instead of bedtime routines. And at the center of it all, a mother waiting for trial. As the case moves toward court, one truth remains undeniable. Someone knows exactly what happened to Melody. And when the trial begins, the story we think we know may change forever.